Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Flat Earth School, the school that is around us 24/7 since the beginning of existence. I'm Mitchell from Australia, just a student like the rest of us here on this beautiful Flat Earth School. We are always learning from our beautiful world around us. That is the Flat Earth School. Thank you guys for joining me today. It is going to be a very productive day for me, to say the least. Hope you guys get a bit out of it too. Down here by the beach again, thunderstorms have cleared up. We had some great thunderstorms yesterday. Hail, lightning, storms, bit of wind. Great fun. Who we got in the chat today? Michael Kahn, as always. How are you, mate? Mr. Sensible was in the chat a bit earlier. He says he has £100 ready and waiting if Mitch has completed this simple task successfully. Oh yes, I have, Mr. Sensible. Get your checkbook ready. £100 coming my way today. Flatzoid, how are you, mate? Can I just get a sound check? Flatzoid likes my little the thumbnail of Mr. Sensible. Yeah, it's pretty funny because he's going to be face palming himself when he realizes how simple it was to do the challenge. How easily he's just going to give away £100 straight to me for me drawing a little diagram. Robert Page, greetings, beautiful souls. Stephen Crumley, sound great in Tennessee. Explain how. How are you, mate? Who else we got? Andrew Calvert, Parkway, Derek Nelson. Thanks for being here today. Steve Finneran. Hey, mate. Great to see all you guys here today. Flat Earth Data, is he in here? Might be another account. All right, guys. Should we get into it? Yeah, JJ says, where's the curve? Absolutely no curve there. Right, I've gone a bit technical today. I've actually brought along my laptop, so I don't have to just put my don't have to do some screen sharing with my iPad. So I'm actually streaming the video with my phone on the tripod, and I've got my laptop both in StreamYard. Bit technical. Apologies for the quality of the image on screen there. It is beautiful. I can see it's beautiful, but yeah, StreamYard, the free edition of StreamYard only allows me to do 720p streaming. Unfortunately, I apologize. 5 haters already, says Level Seeker. Yep. They don't want me to get paid £100, but I'm going to anyway. All right. I think we better get into it, eh? PJ Crookshanks, how are you, mate? Andrew Calvin says the curve is just over the horizon. Honest. It's just over there somewhere. All right. All right, how am I going to do this? Let's see. So we've got some beautiful pictures here. So let's see what Mr. Sensible's challenge was to me. Let's start with this. No, they're definitely not. Yeah, I might just do a quick check. Can you guys see? Did you guys see that video from Mr. Sensible? You might not have. Flatzoid in chat there. Can you confirm if you saw or heard a video from Mr. Sensible? You did? Cool. Did you hear it or did you see it? Just making sure I've got all this screen sharing right. This is the first time just ironing out the kinks. No. Brent Bennett says no. No video played. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to share a different screen. This is a little bit more complicated. Flatzoid, did you watch it on this stream? Or did you... I need to know if you just watch it just then, if it came up on the screen. No video, says Stephen Finneman. Okay, I'm going to have to do a bit of tinkering. Let's see. Can you guys hear it at least? So I'm going to have to stop that screen sharing. Bear with me. It's going to be worth it. This is Mr. Sensible's challenge to me, directly to me. No sound or video. Now that is just unfortunate. Just ironing out a few kinks here. Yeah, the beach is definitely beautiful. That's not what we want to be seeing right now at the moment, though. We want to be seeing Mr. Sensible's mug. Let's see. Maybe I can do it this way. StreamYard, maybe? Well, not that one. All right, maybe I'll share a video. That might work. Just bear with me, guys. Okay, I think I've figured it out now. I can do video sharing, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do picture sharing. Okay, so this is Mr. Sensible's challenge to me.
You, mate. That's a linear relationship. Yeah? If you were on a globe with spherical geometry, you'd be traversing a curve.
Yes, you'd be traversing a curve, Mitch.
And anything you see in the sky won't be moving linearly upward.
Can we hear the audio in that now? Just a sound check. Okay, Flatzoid says it works. Is the sound coming through too? Because it's the sound that we really want. Flatzoid, was the sound coming through when I was playing the video? Yes? Cool. All right, let's jump into it. All right, this is Mr. Sensible's challenge to me. After I did a little debunk of his 31 globe proofs, as he put it.
Down. It will be moving as a squared relationship, because remember we've got 8 inches per mile squared that we're moving across.
You do realise, Mitch, that the light from Polaris, the rays from Polaris are coming in parallel, don't you, Mitch? You do realise that?
Yeah? You forgot to account for that, didn't you?
No, Mitch.
In your Earth curve maths. It has to be a squared relationship. We see, yeah, Polaris. Every 1 degree difference we measure is 69 miles. That's a linear measurement.
Right, so that's a claim, Mitch. You're saying on a flat Earth, you move 69 miles away from the pole, or for each 69 miles, that Polaris will drop in the sky. It will be 1 degree lower for every 69 miles. Right, that is a claim, Mitch. I'm going to give you a challenge where you can earn some money, Mitch. My challenge is this, and this is what Sean Hawkins, if you're still in here, I realised afterwards you've basically given the same sort of challenge. Mitch.
Okay, take note, guys. This is where it gets, this is the important bit. This is the challenge, okay? All that before that was just a bit of dribble, just leading up to the challenge. So yeah, we do see for every 1 degree difference, we can measure 69 miles moved. Yeah, over our flat plane. It only works on a flat plane. So this is the challenge to me. Mr. Sensible put it.
Nice simple challenge. Draw a flat line for your flat earth. Draw a star, any height above that flat line that you want, and then drop lines from that star to the earth, so that when you're directly underneath it, you're looking up at 90 degrees. Move on so that you're 10 degrees. So rather than 1 degree, 69 miles, 10 degrees, 690. Call the different distance between them X. Move on with another 10 degrees from the star, and another, all the way to 0 degrees. Okay? The different distances between each of those points where the light hits the earth on a flat earth, what you're claiming, will be the same. It won't. It absolutely will not. That is simple geometry, Mitch. Every degree, or every 10 degrees from that star is making a greater and greater distance on the earth. So that is simple. All you've got to do, Mitch, is just, you can either use something like AutoCAD or something like that, a graphics package that will show the angles. You can quite validly do it on a piece of paper, draw it out with a protractor. So I want to see lines at 90, 80, 70, 60 degrees, from the ground, so it's dropping a star to those angles, and show me that the distances between each of those points where it hits the ground is identical. And I will PayPal you £100. No catch. You don't have to come on stream. This isn't a bet. If you can't do it, or you do it but you fail, you're not losing anything. It's a simple challenge for £100, Mitch. And I know at the end of your stream you said you're unemployed and you're earning money from this. So I'd like to help. You said that it's a linear relationship. Well, there's your line. Draw it, and I will send you £100 straight away. No questions asked. And I will admit on my channel a short one-off video to say Mitch met this challenge. He's correct. You can quite validly do it on a piece of paper, draw it out with a protractor. So I want to see lines at 90, 80, 70, 60 degrees, from the ground, so it's dropping a star to those angles, and show me that the distances between each of those points where it hits the ground is identical. And I will PayPal you £100. No catch. You don't have to come on stream.
All right, thank you for telling me that the sound is off, Flatzoid. Oh man. All right, so straight into this. That was the everybody heard Mr. Sensible's challenge, I hope. I don't have to play it again. Got the challenge set. All I have to do is mark out those lines. Got a nice flat line. That's the ruler. And we've got demarcation points. Yep, Flatzoid said you all heard it. Yep, we don't need to hear it again, do we, Flatzoid? All right, so we've got the ruler. They are demarcation points. So, and I've got a protractor, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is give you a 90 degrees. Something that is only possible on a flat surface, yeah? We've got two angles there. Oh, sorry, two straight lines making one angle of 90 degrees. Only possible with two straight lines perpendicular to each other. I don't think I have to explain that too much, do I? I may have to a bit later, but let's continue. So, the first angle, I'm going to put at 1 centimeter. 80 degrees with a protractor. Yep, 80 degrees to that horizontal. The horizontal being the GP to the star. 2 centimeters away. 70 degrees with a protractor. 3 centimeters away. 60 degrees with a protractor to the GP of the star. 4 centimeters away. 50 degrees. There's a protractor to the GP of the star. 5 centimeters, 40 degrees to the GP to the star. Yeah, pretty easy, pretty simple. Challenge done, Mr. Sensible. Done. There we go. That red line, the vertical red line, that is the GP to a star. As you can see, it is perpendicular to the ground. All of these angles, you have to start with a baseline of an absolute flat line. 90 degrees, yeah? And as you move away, let's call each one of those 1 centimeters. We'll just call it 69 miles, will we? Sorry, no. So every 1 millimeter will be 69 miles. Every 1 centimeter will be 690 miles. Doesn't really matter. You can see that they are all equal lengths, and the angle to the GP is shown there. Challenge done, Mr. Sensible. And this is exactly what we don't see in reality, is it? We don't see Muppet vision. That's what you want us to try and believe, that we see this. Is this how we use a sextant, Mr. Sensible? Is this how we see ourselves using a sextant? If we're at that 40-degree mark, are we seeing the side of our heads? Do we see the GP point of that star? Do we see the 90 degrees? No, this is just a representation of what we need. Exactly, Flatzoid. There's no perspective here. Once again, the Globers love to leave out perspective. Now, this diagram here has a little bit of perspective in it. It's obviously not at that point where the vertex of the 40 degrees, where the red line meets the light blue line. That's where you have to be with the sextant, measuring an angle to the star. There's a little bit of perspective you can see because the star will definitely drop in angular relation to the horizon. The red line at the bottom, the straight red line being the horizon line, the zero, zeroing out the sextant. The other lines going up to the GP. They're all the angles that we measure, the vertexes. The only way that we measure an angle is with a flat, straight baseline. Only works on a flat Earth. What Mr. Sensible forgot to include here is this is not how we see the Earth. This is not how we use a sextant, is it? We're not out here. We don't see the side of our head in Muppet vision, because you Muppets like to say that you have Muppet vision, which is, yeah, Steve Fernerman says orthographic view. I think Mr. Sensible thinks this is some sort of flat Earth killer. No, this is just a representation of an orthographic view. This is just Muppet vision for you Muppets who can't take into perspective. Yeah, can't take into account perspective. Why is it that you guys don't like perspective? What is it? Why do we have to go side on view? That horizon line there, with this, got the stars above it, got the water beneath it. That horizon line, Mr. Sensible, absolutely flat. But we're not seeing the side of our head when we're using a sextant, are we? This is just a representation of triangulation. So we've got the 90 degree. This is the killer here. This is actually a globe killer right here. That 90 degrees. How are you going to achieve a 90 degrees? To a GP of the star, that red line, it says 90. It's got the little box for the 90 degrees. How are you going to achieve a 90 degrees on a curved surface, Mr. Sensible? Is that achievable? No, not on a curved surface. You cannot get any of these angles here, whether it be in Muppet vision or just true perspective, what we see. You cannot achieve any angles to a curved surface, Mr. Sensible. So go and run to Mr. Sensible. He was here in the chat before. Yeah, Adam Meakin says, is that x-axis curved? Is there any curve in that x-axis? No, it's absolutely flat. To do triangulation, you need 3 straight lines of a triangle. That is just the basic premise to a triangle. If you have a 90 degrees of that triangle, it needs to be perpendicular. You can only get a 90 degrees with 2 straight lines. All right, so what else have I got? I'm gonna share another little video here. This is what we should actually be seeing. Hey, Dusty Ryder, one of my awesome patrons. This is what we should actually be seeing. Here we go. What we should be using to
horizon mirror actually moves.
Don't need that video, but here, this is what we see. I'll go back to here. This is how we should represent what we are actually seeing in reality. You've got your sextant, you're looking out at the horizon, and you're looking through the sextant, yeah? Moving the sextant, the little dial there, moving it, moving the image down to the horizon. That's how we use the sextant. This is an orthographic view, something that the Muppets like to use for Muppet vision. Seeing the side of your own head. Yeah, a little representation if you don't quite get what's going on here when you're looking through the sextant. Yeah, this is how we see reality. Through the sextant, we're looking at that star, a sun. I'll go back. Got the sextant, looking through the sextant, got the star, and we need to line it up with the horizon. Something that is very, very triggering for the globe believers. The horizon here. Muppet vision here, just for you Muppets. How are we using the sextant in Muppet vision? Oh, look at that. When that dotted red line, that's a nice straight line, isn't it? We're looking directly at the horizon. Not only can you not achieve an angle to a curved surface, you cannot achieve an angle with a curved baseline, that red line. So what's the red line representing? The straight line to the horizon. Oh, that's a big problem if you think you live on a globe with a refracted horizon, a bendy line to your horizon. Oh, this is just, yep, it's just blowing up in their faces. This is why it is the sextant in celestial navigation is the #1 flat earth proof. When looking through the sextant, you are looking straight at the horizon. For those in the back who didn't quite get that, looking through the sextant here, you're looking straight at the horizon. You've got a straight line to the horizon. You've got a straight line to a star, which is represented by that red dot there. You need to line them up. You need to bring it down to the horizon. That's how you measure an angle. 2 straight lines. That's how we use it on a flat earth. How are you using this? How are you achieving that straight line to the horizon, that red dotted line? How are you achieving that straight line to the horizon when you've got a bent line? You're saying it's refracted, remember? We're looking at the horizon's refracted. Atmosphere, spherical shaped air, how are we getting a straight line? Just seeing what the end of this video is, so it's pretty devastating here at this point. How are we achieving a straight line to the horizon? This is what we see in reality, not in Muppet vision. This is what we see using the sextant. We're looking at the horizon. right there at the horizon, lining up the star with the horizon. This is the Muppet vision, and you can see in Muppet vision where it all falls apart, how you're getting that red dotted line to the horizon with a refracted horizon through atmosphere. And you can see it's going to make a 90-degree angle to that blue dotted line. The blue dotted line representing where you're measuring the angle to the star. The red dotted line measuring the baseline, the horizon. 90 degrees from that. Yeah. It's pretty painful for the globe believers right now. This is what they like to represent the world as. And this is what we actually see the world as. Yeah? We've got perspective in it. Obviously, the stars will drop when you're moving towards the star or away from the star. The angular relationship to the star will move. Mojo Shop, nice of you to join us. Music for Truth. How are you, mate? Good of everyone to be here because Mr. Sensible now owes me £100. I've been through his little diagram, his little orthographic view, Muppet vision for the Muppets. Because the Muppets love us, love to put us in Muppet vision. They love to put us side on to what we're seeing in reality. Do we see our heads side on in reality? When you're looking at a sextant out at the horizon, do we see our heads side on in reality? No, it's Muppet vision. Adam Meakin says, if you looked down on a sextant, flat side, what would they tell you in geometry? Surely you would need an R. And an assumption of horizon is a geometric edge to apply to any geometry. Yeah, Mr. Sensible. What is the horizon again? Is it a physical Earth curve edge? How are we getting that horizon on a globe? Is there something you need? Is it an R value? What happened to the R value, Mr. Sensible?
Have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Oh, yeah, there's that radius again that you're going to need. Where are you getting the R value for your horizon again, Mr. Sensible?
At best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Ooh, yeah, it's pretty embarrassing at this point, isn't it? That horizon that we're seeing, is that a physical Earth curve edge? No, the black swans debunked that, which you eloquently put.
Disproved the radius of the Earth.
When I explained the black swan argument to you, the Modus Tollens argument, what was your response?
At best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
You're definitely going to need a radius if you assert anything to do with the globe, aren't you, Mr. Sensible? If you're going to assert that horizon out there is a physical Earth curve edge, but now we're told now that it is not a physical Earth curve edge. It is refracted. So how, please tell me, how are we going to get an angle with a sextant,
Horizon mirror at
looking through the sextant, how are we going to get an angle to the horizon if it is refracted? Mr. Sensible. How are we going to get that straight line, that red dotted straight line? If it's refracted, you don't. It is a bendy line for you guys, now that you say it's refracted. This is why the sextant is the #1 flat earth proof, because you absolutely need a flat baseline for your sextant to work. Looking at the horizon through the sextant, we just see the horizon. We don't need to say it's refracted. We don't need to put any atmosphere. Yeah, spherical shaped air. No, it's just air. You're going to need R for that, aren't you, Mr. Sensible? That is a major problem. If you believe you're living on a globe, what do we need if you think you are living on a globe? DRTRH?
You're going to need R for that.
You're definitely going to need R for that if you think you're living on a globe. Mr. Sensible, I've got a little challenge for you. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to share it here because, here we go. All right, so Adam's come up, Adam Meakin. Hope you're still in the chat here. Adam Meakin has detailed something that is even more triggering for the globe believers here. I'm just going to let it play out. Please open the file. Laptop doesn't seem to be wanting to share the screen anymore. Adam Meakin's still here. Awesome. All right, Adam. I really love this.
The ones we're talking about, if we're doing this on a ball, and I'll wait till the picture comes. That's it. Yeah.
Could someone post it in Discord?
You're ruining our Adam's mojo right now.
Yeah, give me a second. I got you. Thanks.
Go ahead, Adam. Everyone else,
Okay.
just hold your tongues for a second.
So we've got these stars here, and you can see how the way they're depicting it, the lines are drawn back to the center of the Earth. But I'll just, and what they're not doing is, if you look, they're going all different angles through the hall, shall we say, the line H to A. So if I can just read this. It is also explained in Article 363 that a navigator who has measured the altitude of a celestial body at a known instant of time has really located its geographical position on the circumference of a circle whose radius is equal to the zenith distance of 90 degrees minus the altitude, and whose centre is the geographical position of the celestial body or that point on the Earth's surface which falls vertically under the observed body at the instant of observation. Now,
That is the killer blow right there. Mr. Sensible, this is a challenge for you. You can use this image if you want, up on screen here. So obviously, you think you're standing on a globe. Okay. So H to A, H being the observer, A being, we'll give it to you, huh? The horizon. Yeah. HA being that 90 degrees you need to your zenith, the horizon. Yeah. You can just assume that you're standing on a globe, so you can just assume that you're looking straight out at the horizon. So star 3 there, as Adam just detailed, 90 degrees to that star, you will intersect that line HA. That's the geographical position of the star, star number 3. So 90 degrees from HA up to star A. If you continue from star 3, 90 degrees through HA, are you going to hit the globe? As Adam just detailed, you will need to do. Let's just replay that.
the celestial body or of 90 degrees minus the altitude, and whose centre is the geographical position of the celestial body or that point on the Earth's surface which falls vertically under the observed body at the instant of observation. Now, draw vertical lines. The vertical line is going to be down to your horizon line, your HA.
That's it. The vertical lines have to be down to the horizon line, HA. Yeah? Absolutely will work if you take away that little globe beneath your feet. If you are treating everything as flat, HA is just going to be a flat plane, isn't it? But as Adam just detailed, the vertical lines to the GPs have to be 90 degrees to the horizon. So, Mr. Sensible, this is a challenge for you. You can double down on your bet. Do you want to bet me again that you can do it? Do you want to put another £100 that you can do it? This challenge. Draw vertical lines perpendicular to HA. Are they going to meet your globe? Are they going to meet the surface of your globe? The geographic position of all these stars have to be 90 degrees to HA. Where are they going to be? They're going to miss your globe. They're going to go off. They're just going to keep going off into space. They don't have a geographical position. You're going to say that those dotted red lines to the center of your presupposed spherical Earth that is 90 degrees. No, Mr. Sensible, you can't achieve a 90-degree angle to a curved surface. And that's not even what the sextant does. The sextant is using HA, the straight line, HA, the horizon. It assumes it has to use the premise that 90 degrees from that HA horizon, 90 degrees from that is where the GP will be, along that line somewhere. Somewhere you're looking at the horizon, you have to treat that star as being 90 degrees to that HA line. Somewhere on that HA line. 90 degrees will be where it is right above your head. If you go out if you go out under the star, if you're 90 degrees under that star, following that HA line, that will be his geographical position. But we're at H, we're getting an angle to star 3. That's a vertex. We need that straight, flat HA line. Where is the vertical line from star 3 to HA? Perpendicular. This is why the sextant is the #1 flat earth proof. You need a flat earth to do measurements for a sextant. It only works on a flat earth. If you're trying to insert that little globe beneath your feet, the curved line, #1, you can't get a 90-degree angle, a GP point, to a curved line. You are never going to achieve a 90-degree angle to a spherical surface. Challenge for all globers, challenge for Mr. Sensible, who now owes me £100 for doing my little demonstration I did at the start of the stream. If you missed it, I might play it again for those who missed it. Oh my god, I got 62 in the chat. Yeah, we're just going through how the sextant absolutely it is not only a flat Earth proof, it is a globe killer, as you can see here. You need a 90-degree angle from that HA line up to the stars. Star 3 I'm just using. Look at star 2. Look at star 1. Where is the vertical lines? Are they going to, when they're perpendicular, which is required from HA, perpendicular up to star 3, star 2, star 1, draw the vertical lines, draw the 90-degree lines. Are they going to be touching your globe? No, you can't get GP points on a globe. It is not possible. Yeah, Adam says you can backwork it, but you're going to need R for that, aren't you, Mr. Sensible? Yeah? And what have you said about R? This is something, it's timeless. What have you said about R, Mr. Sensible? Yeah, if you're going to work backwards, you're going to need R for that. Nope.
Disproved the radius of the Earth.
Oh, no, I forgot. At best, you've disproved the radius of the Earth, Mr. Sensible. This is it painful? Are you wincing, Mr. Sensible?
At best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Vernon Daniel says, yeah, the sextant only works on a flat surface. Absolutely need a flat surface. So let's have a little look at how the sextant actually works. This is from an old military video. So we've got Muppet vision there again, but that's all right. This is just how we have to represent it for the Muppets. You've got a ship there. I might actually play the audio. The audio is pretty good. I'll go back to the start.
You will remember that if the navigator observes the altitude of a star at a certain time, he will obtain the same altitude as will another observer who is on the opposite side of the geographical position or subastral point of the star and is at the same distance from it. If we view this diagram from above the star, it is evident that any observer at the same distance from the geographical position would observe the same altitude at the same instant. If the navigator observes two
Sorry, guys, I was on mute. Look at this representation here. Look at those GP points. You cannot achieve GP points on a globe with a curved surface. It is not possible. It is only possible on a flat Earth. Look at those GP points from the stars, those vertical lines. They meet 90 degrees with the surface of the Earth, which is absolutely flat. Yeah, the GP points are only they only work 90 degrees on a flat Earth, on a flat surface. That's how it's represented. That's how you have to treat everything, as if it were a flat surface. Those GP points are not available on your globe. You cannot get a 90-degree angle, number one, to a curved surface. And number two, if you think you are looking out at the horizon on a globe Earth, the GP points of the stars aren't even going to be touching your globe, as I just showed in the video before. It is just not possible. Yeah, I love these old videos too, Flatzoid. They're pretty cool, aren't they? This is celestial navigation, how they use it in the Navy. Obviously, it works. Obviously, they use a sextant. They're getting angles. They're using GP points, which is a 90-degree angle from the flat surface up to the star. That's the only way you can get angles.
Stars, he establishes two circles, one about each star's geographical position.
And these are the areas of equal altitude. Now we're getting into the juicy part, the part where it becomes very apparent how and why this is the number one flat Earth proof. Those areas of equal altitude, those circles there on that flat surface that we've deduced out, that is used for celestial navigation, they are all areas of absolutely flat level. Yeah? There is no curve in them. No curve at all. And if you look at my number one flat Earth proof video, you will see the map that I had drawn out with all the GP points of all the stars. If you've got these circles of equal altitude to multiple stars, you can literally, it has been done. It can be done. It will be done. You can literally measure the entire Earth, the entire known visible Earth as flat and level. That is why the sextant is the number one flat Earth proof. It all starts with the premise that we have a flat line. Yeah, that flat baseline. You need flat Earth. Can't work on a spherical surface. Can't work with a refracted horizon. You're looking straight at the horizon to get that straight line on the bottom there.
One intersection of which is the location of the ship. This is the principle of circles of equal altitude.
That's the premise of the circles of equal altitude. It is all done on a flat Earth. That's why it's the number one flat Earth proof. If you think it's done on a spherical Earth, what are you going to need? Nathan, help me out.
Need half of that.
Yeah, you're going to need half of that. And do we have R, Mr. Sensible, to assume that we are on that spherical Earth?
The radius of the Earth.
No, we don't have R. At best, all we've done with the Black Swan is disprove the radius of the Earth. This is painful. Where else are we going to go with now? What else have I got? So I've done that. So, okay, let's sum up why Mr. Sensible owes me £100. So this is a summary of Mr. Sensible's challenge.
You can quite validly do it on a piece of paper, draw it out with a protractor. So I want to see lines at 90, 80, 70, 60 degrees, from the ground, so it's dropping a star to those angles, and show me that the distances between each of those points where it hits the ground is identical. And I will PayPal you £100. No catch. You don't have to come on stream.
That's all I got to do. Just draw that little diagram. So what have I done to claim £100, Mr. Sensible? got the ruler. There, the demarcation points. Got a protractor. Going to draw a 90 degrees. Yeah, that's going to be the GP point of the star. These are the things you've asked me to do. So at 1 centimeter, I'm going to have an angle to the GP point of 80 degrees. At 2 centimeters, see with the protractor, I don't think anyone can deny that that's 80 degrees. At 2 centimeters, I'm going to have an angle to the GP. 70 degrees with the protractor. 3 centimeters, 60 degrees with the protractor there. 4 centimeters, 50 degrees to the GP. And 5 centimeters, 40 degrees to the GP with the protractor. Yeah, this is how I have just received £100 from Mr. Sensible. Suck it up, princess, as you like to say. I'm expecting it in my PayPal account. Message me on Skype, email me. I'll give you my details. You owe me £100, mate. Now, I think he is thinking this is going to be some sort of, what, flat earth killer? Is that what you think it is, Mr. Sensible? This Muppet vision for the Muppets? Yeah? What is that baseline there? Is it the horizon? The flat, absolutely flat and level line there, the horizon? The part where that red line 90 degrees is meeting? Is that only achievable on a flat Earth? Yeah. But this is not how we use the sextant, is it, Mr. Sensible? We don't see the sides of our heads when using the sextant, do we? No, this is Muppet vision for the Muppets who can't realise what is going on here. Yeah, we've got a 90-degree angle. That's the GP point of the star. And yeah, as you move away from the star, 80 degrees, 70 degrees, 60 degrees, 50 degrees, 40 degrees, the star is going to appear to drop in its angle. But this is not how we see the stars, is it? This is not how we view the stars. I'll show you exactly how we view the stars. It's not in Muppet vision. It's through the sextant. You have to look directly through the sextant.
Horizon mirror actually moves.
See that? We have to look through the sextant. I'll just start the video again. Just for those who didn't understand, you have to look through the sextant. Not Muppet vision. We don't see the sides of our head when using the sextant, do we? No. As we move away from the star, it is going to appear to drop in angle. And here comes the Muppet vision for the Muppets. This is what they need. They need to draw this out in Muppet vision. This only works on a flat Earth. See that red dotted line? That's the horizon. Straight. You're looking straight through the sextant. Ready? Where is it? That red dotted line. You're looking straight through the sextant. That's the red dotted line to the horizon. How are you going to achieve that red dotted line if you've got a refracted horizon, globers? It is not possible on a globe with your atmosphere, spherical shaped air. Yeah, if you think you've got spherical shaped air, there's something you're going to need for that. Yeah, what is that thing? Can anyone tell me in the chat? What are you going to need if you think you have spherical shaped air? Maybe DRTRH can help us out again.
You're going to need R for that.
Yep, you're going to need R for that. But as Mr. Sensible keeps detailing to us, have we got R, Mr. Sensible?
Have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Just doesn't get old, does it? You guys need R, yeah, to assert that you have atmosphere, that you have a refracted horizon, that you have a bendy line, that you have that horizon that we're seeing out there. You've taken back the claim that it's geometric. It's not a physical Earth curve anymore to block ships. Yeah, for ships to go over, to block objects at the horizon. It's not geometric anymore, is it? It's refracted. How are you going? Do we have? Is that possible, Mr. Sensible? On a globe, what do you need for a globe?
Best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Absolutely, you have disproved the radius of the Earth, and Why is the radius so important for your Earth? Obviously, you need it for a globe, but see that dotted line there? How are you achieving that red dotted line to the horizon if it's now refracted? If it's a refracted horizon. This is just simple stuff. This is Muppet vision for the Muppets. This is what we actually have to use. Yeah? Actual real perspective. What we see through the sextant. Looking at the horizon. Achieving that red dotted line there. The 0 point, 90 degrees from that will be the GP point, and that blue dotted line goes up to the star, and that is the angle. That is the only way you can achieve an angle is if you have a flat baseline. It's pretty simple stuff. If you can't realize that by now, you're never going to realize it. Schumann TV says he loves this. Keep going. Yeah, it is just a total demolition of the globe, and it is just another flat Earth proof, isn't it? It is the #1 flat Earth proof. Looking through the sextant at the horizon, the flat baseline, that red dotted line, not achievable with #1, a refracted horizon. You've got a bendy red dotted line there. You can't achieve any angles with it. #2, you can't achieve any angles on a curved surface. Pretty simple stuff. Mr. Sensible, pay up. You owe me £100. Yeah, Flatsoy says, how do you get a vertex with curved arms? Do you think they're going to be claiming that, Flatzoid? Is that the next thing? They've got curved arms? Because at the moment, you've got a curved line. That red dotted line to the horizon has to be curved if it's refracted. Dawn Judds, how are you, mate? One of my awesome patrons. You guys are fantastic. I really appreciate all you patrons. You know what? I'm gonna go into my Patreon. I'm gonna shout you all out. I haven't done it for a bit. Been neglecting you guys. I'm really sorry. I really appreciate all the support I've been receiving. I really appreciate all my patrons. And if you'd be so kind, smash the super chat, guys, if you like my work. Sign up as a patron. Yesterday, I was meant to have a guest today, being the Friday, but yesterday, if you hope you guys caught it, I was joined live by Russian Videos, RV. Great show. He was my special guest for this week. That's why I haven't got a special guest today. Just a bit of a debunk of the globe, a bit of a proof for Flat Earth, and a bit of a payday for me. £100 is going into my bank account from Mr. Sensible after completing that simple task. All I had to do was just draw some lines I could have done it on a piece of paper. I thought it would just be easier to screen share it. All right, I'm going to shout out. Adam Meakin says, curved arms, think you're going to need half of that, Flatzoid. Can everyone just appreciate how much all the globe leaders need are and how devastating this statement is?
The radius of the Earth. At best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Oh, man, I would be so embarrassed if I was a globe believer and I said that. Anyway, I'm going to shout out my awesome patrons. Starting from this first one is actually a globe believer, and he's going to give us, like Mr. Sensible did, he's going to give us some globe proof. So his name is Mokoi Bohapu. He is a globe believer. He has been very generous with his Patreon sign up. He is a patron of mine, a globe believer. He's going to be taking up the DITRH 3 Bitcoin challenge. Yeah, I will let you guys know if he pays up, if Mr. Sensible does pay up. So I've got Emmanuel Carducci, Ryan Williams. The next name is like, he's made a picture out of some Asian writing, so I'm sorry you haven't put a name in there, but you know who you are. You're awesome. David Weiss, DRTRH, Victor Garcia, Dale Bourne, John Furr, Dusty Ryder, Gobbleclee T, Tristan Trickers, Will Brax, Ronald Jurek, BMLSB69, John Swartz, Brian Leakey, Alec One Show, Michael Kahn, the awesome Michael Kahn, is in my chat all the time. Malcolm Foster, Angie S, Dawn Judds, Paul on the Plane. You guys are all freaking awesome. Thank you for being my patrons. Yeah, Anna Lee Young says, suck it up, Buttercup. That's what Mr. Sensible says. Suck it up, mate. That's why I put that little face palm of Mr. Sensible in the thumbnail today. Yeah, he's going to be face palming himself. He just lost 100 pounds. He thinks it's some sort of flat earth killer. No, it's Muppet Vision, mate. You didn't take into account any perspective. You have to be looking straight through the horizon, straight through the sextant at the horizon. That's how we use the sextant. Yeah, we get the sextant, we put it up to our eye, we look at the horizon. Yeah, that thing that you say is not a physical Earth curve anymore, that is refracted. How are we going to achieve that red dotted line, the red dotted baseline, to a refracted horizon? Yeah, it just doesn't work on a globe. It is hilarious at this point. So how long we got? We've got 4 minutes. Guys, if you... I'd really appreciate any super chats. If you like my work, if you like what I've done here, I've already got a payday. Don't worry about it today. I don't need any super chats today. I've already got £100 from Mr. Sensible. Suck it up, Buttercup. Yeah, suck it up, Princess, as Mr. Sensible would say. £100 straight to me. One of my best paydays yet. And also, I'd like to shout out Lincoln Sharp. He continually donates to me. He's not a patron, but he donates directly to my PayPal. He is awesome. Another Aussie, another flat earther. You guys are awesome. I would really appreciate the support. If you do like my work, please sign up to Patreon. Please give me some super chats. Please give me challenges, as Mr. Sensible has done. He obviously likes my work. He wants my attention. He puts in his description of the videos, at Mitchell from Australia. Look at me, Miss Mitchell. Look at me. Please come and take my money. Yeah. More challenges, Mr. Sensible. More money for me. As I said, yeah, this is my job now. I enjoy doing this. 186 Aussie dollars, says RH. Wow, is that what £100 works out to be? Holy shit, that's ridiculous. What is that conversion rate? The Australian dollar means nothing, doesn't it? Flatzoid says, yeah, you would have thought he would show up for the live chat, at least, yeah. So he can just he can just confirm that I have completed the challenge. RH says he did the maths with an double F, maths. Man. Yeah, Mr. Sensible did leave a comment at the beginning of the stream. He's not here now. He was here in the beginning, but he didn't want to see it live. He had to have some time to think about his response, whether he's going to pay up. Apparently there was no catches. Go back to the beautiful beach here. Hopefully that image is coming very nice for you guys. JK says he won't pay up. Yeah, Jess Palmer says all money means nothing. Yep, does not mean anything until you have to go to the shops and use it. I wish it didn't go like that. I wish we've got 5 kids, yeah, and myself and my wife and a dog. So we kind of need to go to the shops. We wish we could grow enough food so we didn't have to, because that's pretty much all we're spending money on right now. Yeah, we're not going out to places, to cafes that aren't open. We're not spending money anywhere else. We're just getting food for groceries. And probably petrol. That's the second biggest spend that we've got right now. I go out to these places, the beach. I go up to the mountains. I've got to pay for petrol. You know, that it is just groceries and petrol. That's all you need, yeah, to be able to travel and to be able to eat, and obviously good clean water. But they're just the basic things. Just get back to basics while everyone's in these quote unquote lockdown. If you think you're in a lockdown, get back to basics. Just spend money on food. Spend money on traveling out to these beautiful locations. Just get back to Flat Earth School. And that's what I want to put to everyone. If you feel like the world turns on you, turn to Flat Earth School. It is around us 24/7 since the beginning of existence. And that is going to be my outro, guys. Thank you for joining me. It has been awesome. £100 payday for me from Mr. Sensible today. And another demolition of the globe. Another proof of the flat earth. And as I said, a payday for me. it has been a great week on Flat Earth School. If you missed it yesterday, I had Russian videos, RV, on my live stream. It was a great stream. He's an awesome guy. He knows what's going on. Support him. I'm pretty sure he lost his channel, but he's started a new channel. He had hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but with the purge of YouTube, with things that you're not allowed to say, apparently, yeah, he lost his channel, unfortunately, but he has got his channel. Please subscribe to Russian Vids, RV Truth. And until next week, please tune in to Flat Earth School. Keep it flat. Go out into our Flat Earth School. It is around us 24/7. Since the beginning of its existence, I've been Mitchell from Australia. And you have been joining me here at Flat Earth School. See you guys.